Would I be the a-hole if I reported my boss for discrimination due to me not speaking their language? Long story short, I have beef with a coworker. I tried to be the better person and apologize. I went out of my way to go to her house and make amends, but she laughed in my face. Not only that, but I think she's doing it with a guy I fancy. I was so angry yesterday, she disrespected me by laughing in my face, ignored my apology, and is just overall a crappy person. And because of her, I'm now being ostracized and bullied by my coworkers, removed from groups, etc. I was working this morning. I had an opening shift at our cafe, and the owner came around. The owner, Becky, is not there every day. The manager handles everything day to day, and the owner comes in once or twice a week, sometimes on Sunday. She was chatting with me and asked how everything was going. I thought it was my chance to stop the bullying. I told her everything that happened, how Ivy was mean to me, and how she laughed in my face, how she made everyone stop talking to me, and how she would ignore my apology for the innocent mistake I made. Well, it seems Ivy got to her first. Becky knew about everything that happened. She told me she had multiple people tell her about Friday night, including our team leader and manager. She told me that she's not going to fire me, but to be warned because I'm on probation and to make sure I behave at work and think before I speak to people. She went on and on with her tirade, basically accusing me of starting issues with Ivy and me being mean to me when it's others who are excluding me. I tried to defend myself, but she was having none of it. She was cut short by a phone call and she excused herself to answer it, so I could hear her speak in Spanish. Everything clicked. I remembered her saying she's originally from one of the South American countries. I think that I'm being discriminated against. They're ganging up on me because I don't speak the language and they're bullying me for that. I think I may take it up further and report the owner for discrimination. Would I be the a-hole if I did that? I, female 20, used to work with this girl Ivy. Ivy hated my guts and complained to everyone about me. She made sure coworkers excluded me, complained to our boss, and I eventually got fired. She was overall a very nasty person. Recently, I had a falling out with my flatmates and had to find a new house to live in. I found a lovely little one-bedroom flat in a 3-floor terraced house converted into flats on a quiet street. I was moving in this morning and was taking my stuff out of the moving van, and I saw her and she saw me. She was walking with one of the guys, let's call him M. She turned against me. She saw me and I thought I would be the bigger person and I waved at her, but she whispered something to the guy and they went inside the house. It turns out her window is directly in front of mine. We are only separated by a narrow road. I finished carrying my stuff and started unpacking when I heard the doorbell. It was her and she told me she couldn't believe I moved directly in front of her when I knew exactly where she lived. She started screaming at me. I told her she was crazy and I didn't care for her enough to move in next to her. She started crying and left. I later sat watching telly and saw her in her window with M and some other people from my previous job, and they were looking at my window, pointing and talking. It was absolutely awful. She opened her window and shouted, "Stop spying, hole," and closed the curtains. My sister told me I shouldn't have moved in, but I told her I needed a place and it was cheap. But I'm wondering, based on that reaction I got, was I the a-hole for moving in front of her house? Relevant comment as to why OP suddenly had to move. As for the flatmate situation, I might have slept with my flatmate's boyfriend, but I didn't know he was her boyfriend.